Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
in
in
the
the
City.
City.
I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And y'all, it's Easter Holy Week, Easter weekend. And so yeah, it's been busy. It's been a long week at work. So sorry for the delay. We are here for our review of 90 Day the Other Way, season 4, episode 9. A beautiful thing. So yeah, if you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. I don't know. Nell's over here getting teary-eyed. I told her she's turning into damn Mrs. Softy ice cream.
I told you I'm a pussy man. I'm a pussy
But
man.
uh, but yeah, so let's get into it and let's get shady. Danielle is spending the day, her first day in DR, as you know, DR resident. She admits that she likes the apartment Johan picked out and loves how close it is to the beach. She isn't sure if they'll be able to live there long though, because we all know that her finances aren't financing.
Can we talk about how the fact she brought her New York mess to DR?
Yes, she did.
And she talked about how organized and orderly she is, and she has yet to show that on screen.
It's giving you have baggage and it travels with you. So she says that she lets us know she recently became a student of the Ifa tradition and gets frequent readings from her teacher, Baba. Now, she's scheduled Johan to get a reading from Baba as well. And her friend Jessica is also on the call. She apparently introduced her to Baba. She explains to Johan that they're going to do a Ifa divination. Divination is what I got. Apparently, Baba uses tools like knots in a chain, and however this falls, that's how he'll decide to give Johan advice. I'm trying real hard to be respectful of people's whatever they believe. So now Baba says Johan came into this world with a crown on his head and tells him that life is sweet and he should take time to taste sweet things. I said, okay.
I'd have been like, he do every night.
Right. He also tells him to be careful of his throat and to watch out eating bones from fish and eating mushrooms. I think this is where Johan started to feel like it was
I think he started to lose him here.
Right. So Johan is confused and isn't really clear how eating certain foods bring him closer to God. When Danielle asks his opinion of Baba, he says he thinks he's very spiritual and knowledgeable. But he has his religion and he's pretty happy with it. And she has hers. So she moves on to the electric bill. It was a real weird segue. She moves on to the electric bill and asks him, what's up with the lights? So I guess I didn't even realize it was
no,
in the dark.
No, it wasn't a weird segue. They were talking and the lights went out.
Oh, see, I guess I missed that part. That's what I'm saying.
The lights, the lights had just went out, and he's like, "Oh, welcome to DR." Now, I do know that sometimes they have problems with their electricity, and the power just does go out. But that wasn't this issue. The issue was he didn't pay the electric bill. So that's hence why she's so aggravated. Because she's like, you waited until I got here, and now you want to tell me the day that the lights is out that the bill was due. And she's like, you need to pay it. And he like, no, you need to pay it. I said, well, we're not about to do.
Right. That conversation would have went totally different.
She's like, the cameras are here. The cameras
and
are here.
Obviously she's upset that he didn't talk to her about it. And feels that it's another example of Johan not taking initiative to create the life that he wants. And this is not what she expected her life in DR to, begin like. But my notes don't say it, but I was definitely thinking your expectations for, I'm not gonna call him a little boy, but a young man. He's a young man. I don't know what you thought. He's not a grown man. We can all see that. We've viewed that just because he can work. I mean, we can all work legally at the age of 16. That don't mean we grown.
just realized we didn't have Debbie in this episode.
No, we didn't. Thankfully.
Don't do that.
So then Danielle and Johan are planning to go out for date night to celebrate their year anniversary from their first, first day meeting each other. What?
She threw me with this one. Their year anniversary that they first met. Not that they first got engaged, not that
Not
they
the day they
got
got
together,
married.
that they first met. I'm like, y'all did all this within a year that y'all first met.
And then you wonder why you don't know.
There's the problem.
Right.
There's the problem.
Right. They moved too fast. Well, she probably wanted to move fast and was probably see, you know what? Because I didn't watch Love in Paradise, and jump down in the comment shade squad if you did. Because this is where apparently this union started. But I'm not gonna completely place the blame on her for it moving as fast as it did. I'm sure she had a part in it, but we also knew he was trying to get to America. So he might have expedited the dating process.
I didn't really watch it either. I feel like I saw like a scene or an episode or something. But I feel like I'm surprised that they're even still together, because I remember the scene that I watched, she was hanging out with him and his friends, and the friends had no idea that they were getting married the following day. How did your best friends and they don't even know you get married? It would have made me feel like this is not for real.
Bless her heart. She talks about what they need to change, and he tells her she needs to work on how she expresses herself. She gets mad about everything. She starts shouting and crying.
Basically called her a big ass baby.
And he tells her that's not right, and she needs to calm down. Okay. Danielle tells him that she wants him to change his feelings on her having male friends. And he brings up, well, you don't really like me having female friends. So, and I thought this was real convenient. I was like, yeah, where is this kind of
I was like, yeah, this is a convenient conversation.
Right. So they agree that, it's going to be equal. And then she decides to drop the bomb that she has a friend in DR and she wants to link up with him. Now, Johan starts to, ask more questions about this friend.
Who is this friend? What's his name?
And we learned, she said that he used to live with her. They were very close. She said, oh, we've been together before, but she denied being in a relationship with him until the very end.
And when she mentions his name, Taylon, huh?
Taylon is his name.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that was your
ex.
Yeah. She's like, no. He was my boyfriend. Like, basically, we used to just fuck.
And then she lets him know that Taylon saw that she was in DR on social media and decided that he wanted to hit her up and wanted to link up. And Johan asked, do you want to see him? And Danielle says, well, yeah, he's a friend. And, and then talks about, I want you to meet him. I want my friends to be your friends. Johan's like, I'm not interested in being friends.
She seemed very eager.
Very eager.
Very eager, and had no problem, like, not trying to hide it.
Right.
He thought that she would have been like, it's not a big deal to me, but I would really like to catch up. She's like, yeah, I want, yeah.
Yeah. Johan's better than me, and I think she has a lot of audacity.
Oh, he tells her.
Right. So she tells him that she wants him to feel comfortable, and he tells her he's not going to be comfortable.
Ever.
Stop trying to force things on me. And so basically, Johan says that, it's clearly important to her. And if it's clearly that important to her, then clearly he isn't that important to her.
I said, oh, Johan, okay. We ain't as young as we thought. We know how to get it across.
Okay. And he tells her that she's crazy and says that doesn't fly over there.
He said, what planet do you live on?
Right. I loved when he said that. I said,
right. Look, no. And then she's like, well, in my culture, this is not crazy. I wish y'all would stop using that, because yes, it is. People will have y'all chopped up in the fridge for stuff like this. Y'all better stop.
Okay. So Johan feels this is a huge lack of disrespect from Danielle and is obviously clearly upset. And what I love is what he did tell her. I don't know if it was in the preview or at the end of the scene, but he basically lets her know, you go if you want to. I'm gonna show you better. I can tell you, you're not gonna like me hanging out with my friends. Okay, that's basically what he was insinuating. You go ahead and go.
Like, I've been cool, I've been kicking it, I've been chilling, I've been respectful. But if this is, look, wrong bro.
Wrong bro. Look, you forget how you found him on the resort. What they call him, stanky panky. You better stop playing with your heart.
Mahmoud and Nicole. Apparently, at this point, Mahmoud has been gone for over an hour. Nicole says, you know,
He done left Nicole stranded.
She's like, even though I told him to leave me alone, I ain't really want him to
think he was gonna leave me alone. That's right. What happens
she like,
play love games.
She like,
that's exactly what happened.
Like, I'm in a country where I don't speak the language. This man just took off. Like, so she's upset. She says she doesn't know if she can continue to be with him. She says she really does love him, but it's a lot of instability and storming off and intense emotions.
Is that what she called it?
That's what she called it, girl. Now, he said when he got back to the house, he was so mad and he tried to calm down. His brother was like, hold up, where your wife at?
Right.
And he told him, you know, that he needed to relax. And he said, no. We ain't doing none of that. We going to get your wife. Don't you ever leave your wife nowhere. Don't you ever let this happen again. Ahmed lets him know, look, we're not doing anything before we go get your wife. So hop on a good foot. Now, Ahmed, they get there. He goes to speak to her and ask, you know, how she's doing. Immediately, she kind of blows up. She blows up and she says, I'm doing terrible. He's like, okay.
He's like, I'm not
Mahmoud. All right. I'm Ahmed and we're family. All right. He's like, I didn't come here for him. I came here for you. And here, you're my sister. You're not a foreigner. Like, you know, he eases her. And he's like, I'm here to try and fix this.
I'm not gonna lie. I even told Nels, I really appreciated Ahmed this episode.
The way he came on, the way he came across everything. He's also older. He's also older. He's more level-headed.
And I love that he knows that he's a little boy. He has no experience in anything. Yeah.
He's like, give him some time. He'll get there. He like,
he's still wet behind the ears.
Especially with my guidance. I got this. So when she calms down, he asks her to explain. And, you know, she says, since she's got there, he's been picking at her with all these rules. And he never just lets her be herself. Now, he explains that when his wife, for the first 1 or 2 years, you know, they had the same problem. And that it takes time. And, you know, he tells her that Mahmoud is a very good guy, but he has a very small mind, little pea brain. You know? And when he gets angry, he says things that, you know, he really doesn't mean. And he knows that, you know, he made a mistake, but he'll get him to fix it. He like, listen, we're going to fix all of this. So he's like,
I'm going to force him to fix all of it.
Basically. And he's like, you know, is it okay if I go get Mahmoud? So he does. Now, Ahmed says the Islam woman is the queen at home, but Mahmoud never had a woman. And she's his first girlfriend and his first wife. So he ain't got no experience. He tells Mahmoud to go speak to her. And even if she gets upset, do not upset her. She's a guest here in Egypt and she needs to feel at home here. And you should make her feel at home.
Right.
And like we're family.
You know, Mahmoud ain't good at listening, taking no good direction.
I said, I made you better tell him. Okay.
Ahmed did that this episode. I was like, okay.
Yes. So I was like, I mean, you need to be around a lot more often, okay?
Right.
So Mahmoud says, you know, he's still mad at her for what she did, but he trusts his brother and he trusts that he's better than him. And he knows how to fix these things. He comes to sit down with her and ask her how she's feeling. And once again, she says she's feeling terrible. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I said, wrong road.
Wrong road, sir.
Okay. And
no accountability.
She said everything. She basically explains that everything built up to this point. And basically, that's why I hit your ass. So I pushed your ass. And tells him that, you know, you can't keep on saying that you want to get a divorce. And using that as your power. Now, we know Mahmoud is young because he does not even understand what the hell she's saying. Like, and so you do this all the time. So Mahmoud tried to say that, he didn't say that. His brother jumped in and said, don't you upset Nicole.
Well, I think Nicole does a little bit of the same thing though.
Absolutely.
They both use divorce as a tool to
listen, most of the time I am on Mahmoud's side, but the fact that he did actually leave her,
yeah,
he can get this reaming, okay?
okay.
So I'm all about it. Now, he apologized and told her that he loved her. His brother needs basically his brother like I said, his brother needs to be around more often.
Right.
She apologized also for pushing him. And Ahmed felt, this is a good time to give them their privacy and let them speak. So he got up and left and reminded Mahmoud once again, do not
Upset her.
Okay.
And again, Mahmoud has problems listening.
We really don't know what gets Nicole upset.
That's true. She's
it don't really take her much,
It don't.
So in his defense, just a little bit. So Mahmoud told her that if she wants to stay with him as husband and wife, he would love that. And that's what he wants. And she told him certain things need to change because there's only room for the person that you want to be in a relationship with instead of the person you are
in a relationship with.
Now,
and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, that's true. But again, you want to be with this man, but at the same time,
I would have said I could say the same thing.
Right. It's the same applies.
It's the same thing. Okay. And again, she's on the clothes about wearing short sleeves and not being able and not being so buttoned up, and she's like, I need you to let me have more freedom. Why would you
bring that up in this moment?
That's my problem with her. Because anytime
she really is bad at reading a room.
Anytime they're trying to get over something, this constantly comes back up. It's always wrong. You know what? And this is why I was glad Ahmed was around, because listen, he sees that it's not just his brother. Okay.
Right.
But basically she's like, let me have more freedom. And he tells her that she has more freedom than any other wife
that he could have.
Especially over there.
Right.
Ma'am. And she says that she's not Egyptian. And he says, I'm not American. But you know what? Man, where are you at? It's not about what you are. It's about where you are at.
Your surroundings.
Exactly. And your respect for the culture there. That's what it is.
I think that's the part that she's missing. That it's more about the respect. And that's why Mahmoud feels like Nicole doesn't respect him, because I think he even says that, he gave her a leeway with not wearing the hijab, and basically she never respected.
Like, I did everything to make you happy. Right. And it's like, he says, everything you've done, you've now broke. I said, oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I was with him on that one. I was like, she did.
Oh, we getting our point across today.
And I think that's why, this is just my observation, I think that's why he is so adamant about putting his foot down, because he knows he's let her, I'll give you this, and she just wants more. And he's like, at a certain point, this is who I am, sweetheart, and you're disrespecting me and my culture.
Well, basically, she says she ain't gonna change, accept it or not. And he says, as far as the clothes,
try to come in there with her big girl
right? And listen, and Mahmoud followed right back. He said, I'm never going to accept it.
Okay.
Yeah, stop it. He hit the mark on her, huh?
Right.
He said, he's done. And she said she's done. And he said, okay, I'm not going to force you to be with me. So she said, okay. So basically, what the fuck are we talking about? Why am I still here? Let's go back, pack up my stuff, so I can get the hell back to the country I want to be in.
Ooh.
I
said, if shots were fired.
Shots. Stop. Now he says, okay, whatever you want, because I'm tired of this shit. I'm like,
I don't give about none of that.
I was like, without our Ahmed here, boy, did this turn left. Boy, did this
And
turn
then
left.
in the bad part, he's sitting only a few feet away watching.
And I think he heard it, but he still wasn't trying to get involved.
He wasn't trying to get in
he
their
was trying
business.
to make them, figure it out on their own. But when he
But they
heard,
can't.
we about to leave, go get your stuff and head to the airport, he decided, it's time to go back over there.
Right.
Okay. So he goes back over there. He's like, oh, stupid little kids.
I love that part. He said, look at y'all, little immature.
Right. He says, stupid little kids. I said, that's exactly what is going on here. Now, Mahmoud explains to him that, she wants her lifestyle to remain unchanged.
I'm surprised she didn't feel
that,
no type of way
huh?
when he said that. I was actually really surprised that didn't make her, because everything upsets Nicole. I was really surprised. She wasn't like, stupid little kids. Oh, why would your
yeah, when
mother
he
talk
said
to
that,
me like that?
Yeah, she was just like,
Yeah. Like she had to eat it because she knew she was being stupid and childish.
Now she says that neither of them want to change. And Ahmed said, right now, y'all are both angry, and there's no need to talk about something that will make you angry. I said,
right.
They don't need therapy. They
need Ahmed.
They just need you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And basically says when they both calm down, you can fix it. Nicole says she doesn't know because every time they do talk about it, they get mad.
I wonder if they believe in therapy. I'm gonna have to ask somebody I know or Google it or something.
Now he says there's no need to talk now. And basically just chill out. Like, we about to leave. We about to get up out of here. He says there's no need to spend 20 minutes on this and then say, okay, I'm going back to the States. And, basically whatever's coming from his mouth right now, he does not mean. It's not coming from his heart.
Mama really was not. The only thing that I could not get, well, I'm not going to say not get with because he felt how he felt, and it might have been childish, but Mahmoud really wasn't trying to apologize. Thank God for Ahmed, or she probably would have.
That's because he was mad that she pushed him in the street.
Absolutely.
He can't get over that. He's like, that's super disrespectful. Ahmed tells Mahmoud, basically, she's your queen. So stand up and say sorry to her. He's clearly embarrassed, but he does it. Now, Mahmoud wanted the same thing in return, and his brother said, no, absolutely not. She should never get up and say sorry to you. And he doesn't know, basically, he doesn't know how to be with women, and he's a stupid guy.
Woo! Go ahead.
And she's just ready to go home, sleep on it, and see what the next day brings. So then Nicole and Mahmoud, it's the next day. They go out with
Ahmed and Fatima.
Yes, his brother and his wife.
I wonder if it's Fatima or Fatma.
Well, they say Fatma.
Yeah, because that's what I say over there. They say Fatma.
They went out for coffee and to play some games.
That's fun. That's fun for them.
Do that in my living room.
Don't do that.
Just saying.
I bet that tea was expensive too.
Ahmed asked them if they were in a good mood or did they fight today. She says there was no fight today. And he says, let's have it like this every day.
Okay.
Now, his wife, Fatma, I don't know why it doesn't just roll off my tongue like
right. Yeah, you have to purposely like say it like that's why I was like
that just made me feel so American. Basically, she said that they used to fight all the time when she got to Egypt.
Mahmoud she fought his ass as well.
Mahmoud said that he remembers when he felt like their fights was worse. He felt like their fights was worse than him and Nicole's fights. And now they're doing much better. And he's hoping that him and Nicole can get there someday. Now,
it's called growth.
Nicole asked if she follows the same rules that Mahmoud has for her. He said, look at her and see.
Do you really need to ask?
Right.
And I love when the wife is like, what she say? What she say? I know what she said.
Now Fatma says before, she didn't wear the scarf because they also lived in China for 3 or 4 years with her family, and people would just look at her Or actually, I think
Crazy.
Ahmed
Because
that said it.
their culture is different.
Exactly. But, you know, all the people or most of the people in Egypt, they wear scarves. So it's easy there. Basically, like, Nicole, you'd be the oddball sitting out. Not that you don't already do that, but without the scarf, I'm sure it makes it worse. Now, Fatima tells her, girl, I don't like it. I still don't like it. Also explains that when she first got there, it was hard to wear like the long sleeves and the hijab because it was very hot. But you have to change it for God. I said, "Ooh, ain't that a word?"
Right. It
Now,
ain't about you, boo. It's about elevating
and
yourself.
that's what it is. I think that's what she's not understanding because
She's
Mahmoud tells
thinking
her
it's
all
a
the
Mahmoud
time.
thing and it's a
Mm-hmm.
religion thing. It's
Exactly. And of course he gets aggravated because it's like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not walking and following me, you know, in faith. So he gets aggravated by that.
well,
So
and I'm sure it also has a lot to do with too how society views him when he's walking around with this woman who is not respectful of the culture or the faith. It looks like you're a man that you're not a strong enough man to have her lead or like to have her follow.
You a beta. Mm-hmm.
Not a beta.
Yeah, you a beta man.
Mm.
I mean, he a little boy. He, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Nicole asked basically if she's ever drank a beer, and Fatima
He
said
was
no.
getting real. I say, girl, I mean, I guess you're around, you know, in a safe space and place.
They're
But
supposed to be family. You should be, you know, you should be
well,
able to.
look, now that when we find out what we find out, they definitely couldn't talk about it at the house. So I get it.
Now Nicole says she used to share a beer with her dad, but now, you know, she's with Mahmoud and he doesn't like it, so it's been a challenge for her. Ahmed says that, you know, he didn't drink before. What? Okay, well, I know he didn't drink before, but back in China, he used to like tequila.
He used to like that tequila.
He liked that tequila. Mahmoud, he covers up Nicole's ears. He is in shock. He's like, what? Like he a whole bad influence now. Sir, listen, she got to hear that these people are human. All right, relax.
That's what it is. That
Relax.
right. That's what it is. But even Mahmoud is having a hard time realizing that his brother is human.
Mm-hmm. Now, he said Mahmoud basically need to calm down because he like, if he don't, he might tell my mama.
Right. And I was so mad at Mahmoud. I'm like, oh, we finally like that's why I said I love this conversation. And Mahmoud's like, my mother would be so disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that he stopped doing that. I said, look, everybody's journey. I get it. Okay, you want to play his accountability partner? Okay, fine. But everybody has their journey, Mahmoud. Get off your horse, buddy.
That's basically what
you ain't
Ahmed
lived
said.
no life yet, for real.
Ahmed basically tells him, like, you know, I'm not saying it's right, but we all make mistakes. And it's not a problem. He was like, I made mistakes. It was 7, 8 years ago. And it is what it is. Nicole is just happy to hear that he's human, while Mahmoud is just happy to hear that
he stopped.
This is out of his life. Right. Totally.
he rebuked the demons.
And Ahmed tells him that he just needs to be more understanding. And Mahmoud says that, you know, he tries, but they both admit that they started off really fast. And Nicole said that she said yes to a lot of things that she just wasn't ready for. So now you need to play catch up, boo.
Okay.
You need to catch up to them, yes.
Because guess what you did do? You said yes, and you married him.
And his brother tells him to forget what you did and start again. And says, if you really use your heart and try, God will help you. Now, Nicole, she's not sure that they can have a blank slate given their history, but, you know, she says she's willing to give it a try.
Good for Nicole. Yay.
Yes.
Now, as we know, we jump to our fave, Gabe. So Gabe just came out to Isabel's parents and just wants a reaction because they're just sitting there speechless.
With this awkward silence.
With the awkward silence. He asks what they would like to know, and her dad wants to know everything, the whole story with all the details. And he lets them know that he's been transitioning for 10 years and that all his life he struggled because he didn't feel like a woman. He lets them know that it was difficult to tell them because he doesn't tell anyone. He says that even some of his friends don't know, which we obviously know, but he's still who he is and wants them to see who he really is. Now, her dad is still speechless, and he asks if, her mom has anything to say, and she says yes and no. She tells production it's a bit worrying because she doesn't know much about the topic. So her dad agrees it's making them very anxious. And then, the mom goes on to say that although she's speechless, she can admire when people are honest. And they didn't meet who Gabe was before. They only know the Gabe they know at this moment. I thought that was so beautiful. And they first got to know him as a great friend. Gabe explains that he hopes that their feelings won't change. Oh God, she over here being, you ain't even ice cream, you're yogurt. Anyway, Gabe explains that he hopes their feelings won't change for him now, and knowing what they know now, and says he's had bad experiences where people took back all the love that they gave to him. Now, Isabel's mother says for her it's what's on the inside rather than on the outside. And dad asks why Isabel never said anything and how did she react to learning this news. So she says she didn't see a problem with it because they started as friends and she accepted him. And her dad says it's not easy news to hear and says he's surprised, but hopes with time this will become clearer and he can explain more because he would like to understand it. And another perspective, but lets him know it's not going to change their friendship or his feelings towards the two of them. I said, oh, good job, Dad. So he says, they're not perfect, but these are decisions that mark their lives, and says their decisions are their decisions, but sometimes you don't get a choice. But on our way, we have to find our strength, accept it, and move forward. And, he does tell production, he admits that it's hard to hear that, Gabe tell them that he's transgender, but says it's not for him to judge. He said, God is the only one and only judge. I said,
here he is.
Well, on this before Easter Sunday, let's bring it home. Let's take it to church. And he lets Gabe know he is welcome in his home. Isabel is emotional because she wasn't expecting them to accept Gabe with open arms.
Me too, girl. Me too.
Right. Me either, girl. We was over here clutching the pearls. We were scared. And obviously they made him feel so loved and accepted. She says the love her father showed to Gabe after him sharing makes her realize how beautiful he is and thinks it's beautiful that her family loves so unconditionally and is so respectful. And she just feels very fortunate. Gabe is surprised it went so well and thinks that, everything is finally lining up for him. So kudos, happy for Gabe. But then the worry wart, the anxiousness came in. And Gabe goes to talk to Isabel. And this is, I'm assuming, the next day.
He felt like it was too easy or something.
Right. And he says that, he had a little back pain from the night before. But he basically comes to her and expresses his concern and feels like Nell said, he doesn't know whether her parents' reactions were real or not. And Isabel tells him, like, obviously it was real. You saw it. We lived it. What do you mean? And she's just like, what do you mean? She thinks the conversation went well, and he feels it's weird because it's never been this easy for him, and this time it was so easy. It can't be right. And so Isabel's like, no, because they love you, and he worries basically that what was said when they went their separate ways is not how they really feel, and wants her to talk to her mom to make sure that they're really good with everything.
And because of the cameras, and I can understand why he was, a little skeptical.
Right. Because even when the mom was just like, I don't really want to speak on it because I don't know that much about, which I just thought was an intelligent answer. But I get what? You're on camera. You're not about to get canceled or.
But guess what? Guess what that means? As true Christians, that means that you know what you were supposed to say, how you're supposed to feel and how you are supposed to feel in your heart. So if we waver from that, then it's a problem. Because then you know that you don't have the right love in your heart. So I'm hoping it's genuine. I believe it's genuine. So Gabe took the kids to a pottery studio because he wants to talk to them about something important. And the kids are basically enjoying it. They're painting their pottery while Gabe is secretly painting a picture of an engagement ring on his plate. Now, he tells them that their mother, as well as them, are very important to him. And he soon plans to marry her.
I thought this was so sweet and asked how they feel about it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, what's her name? I forgot her name right now. The girl, Sarah. She's super excited.
She's like, yes, of course.
She already loves
absolutely.
Gabe.
There's no question. It's an absolute yes. Now, he says that he plans to propose to her at the pottery place, and he's making her a special plate that, will say, "Will you marry me?" with the ring on it.
Now, this is the part that got me, y'all. If this turned anybody into Mr. Tasty, it was me, because I thought it was so sweet how he got the kids involved in on the proposal. I thought that was super sweet.
Yes. Sarah says that it was unexpected, but it symbolizes that he really cares about all of them.
Right.
And says, he's more than just a great father. He's a great friend as well. Now, she loves the ring. She loves the idea of the proposal, and their approval makes him feel really comfortable. And he's just hoping for the parents' blessing at this point. Now, Isabel, she went and talked to her mom to find out if her dad said anything else about the situation. And apparently the dad wants to speak to Miguel a little bit more in depth, which
no, he wants to speak to Gabe a little bit more in depth.
What I said?
You said Miguel.
Where are you getting Miguel?
Because Miguel is the son. His name is Miguel, the son.
Yeah. I don't think I knew that. I think no, because this is not the first time I've done it. Like I think I want Gabe's name to be Miguel.
Well, it's not, it's Gabe.
Basically, this has got Isabel feeling like Gabe was right the entire time. And her mom says that, her dad wants to make sure that she has stability. And Isabel says that he brings her tranquility and stability. And the decision he makes, because he's capable to defend the way he is, that's because he's confident. Isabel asked her, what does she think if they were to get married? And her mom says, you should just wait. She tells her to wait to get to know him more. And she says she understands, but if her parents don't accept it, it puts her in a tough spot because this is the person that she is madly in love with. Or you been in a tough spot, boo-boo.
Yeah. But she already said, I think she said, I'm not going to choose. And I mean, she knows she has a really dope family. They've accepted all the mother she done brought up in there. So, Just saying. All right, let's get to the fool of the fools, y'all. We are jumping into Jen, your favorite, not ours. Jen is back home on the farm. She's been in Oklahoma. I shouldn't say it like that. My daddy lives there. But she's been in Oklahoma for 3 months, and she wasn't supposed to be there that damn long. She gets on FaceTime and with her friends Randy and Myra. I'm gonna call them the haters. Now, and the only reason I say they're haters is because we'll get there. We'll get there. She lets them know that her 10-year visa was reinstated and she's going back to India in a few weeks. Now, Randy questions if she's, not feeling the long distance thing. Why is she going back to see him again? And I said, because bitch, then it wouldn't be long distance. That was a stupid ass question. Why did you ask that? Anyway, now I don't really care for Randy, and y'all are definitely, Randy might get a read. Just saying.
I don't care for either of them because of Randy's personality and the other one's name.
Oh, whatever. Oh, that part.
So actually, I'm glad you took this one out.
Oh, okay. So she says that, she doesn't like it. But he's been talking more day to day about telling his mom and says that, he reproposed. So she wants to honor her commitments and be back with Rishi in person. Now, she feels like she didn't get enough time last time to see if he was really going to follow through on what he said. Randy tries to remind her about Rishi hitting on her. I think you're coming a little strong, Randy, with the hitting, but okay. And says that he sent her a photo.
It was a love tap, Trees. Not a hit, a love tap.
I don't think it was that.
You talking about back in the day, or are you talking about the picture?
I'm talking about back in the day, and that's what she's trying to insinuate. Like, oh my God,
Okay.
he hit on me.
Yeah, she did.
So Randy tries to remind her about that, and then tells her that he sent her a photo with his shirt off recently. So you were still talking to him? What type of homegirl friendship is this? Unless I tell you, like the first time I told you, but I wouldn't have done that, and that was weird as fuck that she volunteered to do it. And this is just my thought. Shade Squad, drop in the comments. I think she want Rishi. I think she want the Indian Jesus. Okay, it just is what it is. She's a little too thirsty to catch him up. So, but she hitting her up behind, hitting him up behind her back. And maybe she didn't ask for the picture, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just giving. We'll get there. I'm sorry. Let me keep going. So now she says that she keeps trying to give her advice, but she just doesn't want to take it and hopes the screenshot that she sends her gives her some clarity. So Jen is completely surprised and feels like Rishi may have lied about being faithful during their 2 years apart. Now that might be true. She says she feels disgusted by this news. Randy told Rishi she was coming to Jaipur and he was ready to meet up. She thinks, I don't think she knows this, that allegedly he realized her and Jen were probably friends. If he really realized that, you think he would have been sending you don't get me started. Anyway, point is he blocked her and she's like, and now he blocked me. And it's really messed up. And why? Because you can't talk to him no more behind her back. I don't know, Shade Squad. Tell me what y'all think. But it's given. She was a friend of mine.
Ooh.
She left with my man.
You tried. She got blocked.
But you're blocked. So Jen knows, and that it does look suspicious. But
Indian Jesus said, "Not today, Satan."
Right. Not today. Say, I rebuke thee. Okay. Jen knows that, it does look a little suspicious, but can't just end the relationship like that. But she still wants to go back and see what Rishi has to say. We can't talk about this over the phone, so I can.
It would definitely been on FaceTime because I ain't about to spend no money on no ticket and no, I don't know how many hour flight. She just wanted to go back. She gonna forgive him. Let me say something. If you decide that this pisses you off and you still hopping back on that flight, it don't bother you that much because you plan to go over there and stay.
I'm blind. I can't see.
Look, I just be walking into the.
So now we see Rishi. He is helping his friend Kushi. I was trying to make sure I didn't mess it up and say something else.
Pause for me.
Because I didn't want to say the other word. Anyway, and he's helping her with her choreography for her dance class. Now, apparently they've been friends for a while. And they meet at the gym that they used to work, or they met at the gym that they used to work at. So she asks what's going on with him and Jen, and he tells her Jen is on her way back and he plans to marry her. So Kushi says she doesn't believe, because I can't keep saying her name because I'm gonna look it up. Anyway, she says she doesn't believe him because he won't tell his family. And
you can say cuckoo.
Right. And he should have last time she was there. So he said that was the plan last time, but they didn't have time. Now, Cuckoo said if her boyfriend did that to her, she would be upset. She thinks Rishi needs to be honest with his family since Jen is giving up everything to come back to India. Period. She feels that it might be too late. And if his family doesn't agree with things, that's just going to be worse. So she questions what if she loses her patience, and Rishi says she does question whether they'll work out or not. So she asked,
the vibe that I got to the response of that answer to that question was, she waited 2 years. What's the difference between a few more months?
Yeah, I got that too.
Okay.
She asked if he really loves her, and Rishi says, of course. And she says no one, including her, would believe he loves someone so far away, and questions whether he's been faithful. He says, of course he has. And then she brings up how when they go out, Rishi tends to go missing the rest of the night. She tells production the way Rishi goes out with these girls and after drinks disappears, it's hard for anyone to believe he never cheated on Jen. Well, all right, Coochie. Now
he lied.
Coochie said, I'm not giving him no Coochie. Anyway, so Jen is packing, getting ready to head back to India. She says she's excited to see Rishi because she loves him, but she's anxious about confronting Rishi about the photo. Now, Tara is driving her back again to the airport. And if I were Tara, I would be done. But, you know, she's
the only one that's willing to get involved.
Right.
The brother and the mom is like, I am not.
Well, I am not going to be a part of your foolishness.
I ain't lifting a finger for none of this.
Right. So, and she hasn't had a chance to tell her about the shirtless photo, but wants her advice. So Tara thinks, you know, Tara is asking her if the abstinence is still in the plan when she gets to India. And that gives Jen a door or a segue for her to say, you know, tell her that actually it's even more in place now, and shares, you know, about the photo of Rishi and him having a towel over his man parts. It's a nice photo. I just want to say that.
It was a nice photo.
It was a nice photo. It was giving Black Jesus.
But now, it looked like, so it does. I would not want my man to send a photo to any woman, period, right?
Right.
But the picture,
it looked modeling. It looked like
exactly. It looked like a model pic. It looked like something that could have been on his
right. It didn't look like it was something
on his page. It wasn't like he took specifically for her.
Right. So, especially when the friend lied and said she was a model, ma'am. No, you're not. And second of all, I guess you thought that would help him attract. Stop it. Stop it. Her friend wants her man. I'm just calling like I see it. So Tara is shocked and tells her that that's a super big red flag and questions why she's still flying over there. The same questions that we had. Tara tells her to focus on loving herself first and foremost, and everything else will fall into place. I said, go. 90 Day was coming through with words, y'all. They was dropping some gems. I ain't gonna give it to them. Stupid people gonna be stupid people, but the people around them, they was dropping some gems. And then Jen feels like this is a make or break with Rishi, and obviously she begins to get emotional as she gets ready to go back to get on the plane to go back to India and confront him like she couldn't do it before she got there. But okay.
He go MIA. No ghost.
His mama can't get him to meet a woman. And I always wondered why he was never with her at night, why he always came and saw her during the day. But I assumed he was going home with his family.
You think it was while she was there?
You think it won't? And she won't give him none? She won't give him a reason to stay there? Silly rabbit.
Right.
Tricks are for kids.
So at this point, Chris has been in Colombia for a whole 9 days, y'all. And she says, regardless of all the setbacks and all the BS, they still on track for their wedding day. And it's today.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie, we know she happy about it. She like, my girl ain't have to leave. She ain't go nowhere. Our date ain't changed. This is what she wanted. So
she looked beautiful. Jamie looked damn good.
Yeah, she.
I mean, she's already pretty, but with the extra.
I didn't expect any less.
Right.
So they went to their, respective quarters, and Alex and Leo stopped by Chris's room.
That's right. They stopped by
to do her makeup. Apparently, she got to meet them the night before for the first time. Now, while Leo is doing Chris's hair, Alex is going to do Jamie's makeup, and vice versa. They switch off. Now, Chris is getting married in the dress her mom wore more than 50 years ago, and I hate to say it, but it looks like it.
No, it definitely looked like it, but I didn't want to be disrespectful. No.
Most of the time people take a piece of the dress and incorporate it in their dress so that
No, she wanted to wear that dress.
The look on Jamie's face. Now she said wearing the dress comforts her.
And look, I'm sure the wedding planner was like, okay, that's what you want to do. Look, she's like, as long as my check clear, I don't give a damn what you do.
listen, we've already know Chris is kind of out there. She likes a lot of different types of things.
Yeah,
now
she didn't have her knife on her when she walked down the aisle.
We don't know. I
She
mean, she was covered from neck to ankle.
So she probably had it in her garter.
You never know. Okay. She said, ain't nobody stealing my phone out in these streets. Okay. So basically, she says wearing the dress comforts her and the fact that her family isn't there. So she also says today is different than any of her past weddings because she is completely in love with Jamie. And this
she's
is
actually
real.
Marrying
And
somebody
she ain't doing it for nobody else but her damn self. Now, Chris's family is watching over FaceTime. And
her daughter apparently couldn't show up.
Yes, her daughter Star. Okay, I didn't know what the fuck. Now, Star was supposed to show up, but apparently her exam got scheduled for that day, so she couldn't come. But, you know, the show must go on. So basically, she's still happy that her other family is there to support. Chris says that they decided to do the wedding in Spanish because she doesn't need to hear the words. She can feel the emotion in her hearts, and it's more special that way. And basically they said their adieus.
So you don't know what you committed to or
they sealed it with a kiss, and they are officially married.
So you don't know what you committing to or vowing to. You just now. This is one thing.
She'll find out afterwards. She'll find out when they roll it back.
Now, this is one thing that bothered me about this scene, y'all. And I'm glad you didn't say nothing about it. She said that when she met Leo and Alex the night before, she said that, you know, they felt better after meeting her, and they felt like, oh, she would never leave Jamie again. We all know what's about to happen. We've seen the previews. I just say good job TLC in editing, because you clipped it right there, but you let us say she said this on camera. I'll never leave her again. And we all, at least in my opinion, allegedly, that's what we about to see. I don't know what's gonna make it happen, but she about to go ass. But we'll see. Yeah. So that was the review of 90 Day the Other Way, season 4, episode 9. If y'all have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And y'all, please make sure y'all have a happy Easter Sunday. Hopefully I can get it to you before Easter Sunday, if not on Easter Sunday. But enjoy your plans, enjoy your family. If you don't celebrate, just enjoy the day, take off, chill. You know, enjoy time with your kids and faith, family.
Because we will.
Right. Faith, family, and fun. So you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for getting us to 400. Thank you. Thank you. Forget about that. We are now part of the 400 Club, so we appreciate it. And we would like to keep growing and glowing. So please keep sharing us with your friends. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend.
Good night.